understand your dreams and by so understand your subconscious mind. Hi, my name is Simon and I welcome you to a new episode of Quantum Research. In today's episode, we'll talk about the secrets of dreams. There are two reasons why you dream at all. The first one is symbolism, these are signs from your subconscious to you, and the second one is synchronizations, these are processing the information of the last days. Let's start with synchronization. A couple days ago, I got a dream where I was in the market and I wanted to buy a Monster Energy drink. And there was a woman that wanted to help me, an employee. And she walked with me through the store. I found the can and I looked at the can, and the can looked different than the normal Monster Energy can. It looked more like a cheap version of a can. And I turned it around and it was Coca-Cola, but also a cheap version of Coca-Cola. And then the employee started to flirt with me. Let's analyze this. Here where I live, there's a supermarket where I go every day to buy something. Often it's a Monster Energy drink. So the location is the supermarket. It's a blurry, different version, but it's meant to be the supermarket. So the information of going to the supermarket here. Then, like I said, I buy like every second, third day a Monster Energy drink. So this is the second information. Then a couple days ago, there was an employee where I wanted to buy some baguettes and she started to flirt with me. So this is the third information. And then the fourth one is, before I got this dream, one day before, I watched an 2-minute news video on YouTube where there was about Russian economy and that is collapsing and that a lot of big names like Coca-Cola, they're moving away from Russia and they have cheap versions of it. And then there was a close-up of this Coca-Cola can. And I saw this can, so my subconscious, and this information, the supermarket, the Monster Energy, the employee, the woman, and the can from the news media, all this combined got this dream. So what we have here is just synchronization of all of the kind of information combined together. This is the reason why some people sometimes dream something really, really strange, because the subconscious takes all of those informations they gained over the last days, fuse them, combine them together, and this is how your dream becomes your dream. So now let's talk about symbolism in dreams. There are two ways of symbolism. The first one is general symbolism, so these are signs that are general, meaning something, and then there's personal symbolism. And the personal symbolism is way more important than the first one, because often we have dreams that just we can understand. This is something Sigmund Freud explained in his work. For example, let's say you dream of a raven, and you dream of a raven, and then you type in the internet what means to dream of ravens, and someone could say it means that, and someone else say, oh, this is the meaning of this and this, but it's all false because it's about what you associate with a raven. For some people, for example, they associate raven with something evil and something bad. I, for example, associate them with something with intelligence, because they're really intelligent animals. So if I dream, for example, from a raven, then this is probably a symbolism of intelligence and wisdom and guidance for me. But someone else associates something different with this raven. So for him or for her, this will be another symbolism. This is called personal symbolism. Now let's talk about general symbolism. Let's take an example out of my life. I once had a dream that many people often had. You are somewhere in a park and you walk around, and then there's a killer and he tries to kill you and he runs towards you with a knife. And you run away and you run away. In my example, it was a killer clown. So I ran away and he ran towards me, and you dream how this happens, and you run away and you run away, and by running away you become slower and the killer becomes faster and bigger, and then he becomes faster and faster, then he kills you and you're dead. This is the dream. Let's analyze this. First, we got the location. The location is often a place from your memory. In my example, it was a park near of a cinema where I lived as a child. So as I lived as a child, there was a park near a cinema, and I dreamed of this park. I dreamed of this park because my subconscious took this information that was stored in my subconscious and took it as a place for the dream. Then we got you. This is a symbolism for your conscious mind, the observing mind. Then we got the killer clown, and this is the symbolism for a not healed part of your psyche. In shadow child, in a child healing, it's called shadow child. Then we have the clown, or the killer, try to kill you. This is your shadow child, so it's the not healed part of your psyche that wants your attention, that confronts you. And then we have you running away. This is often a general symbolism for a self-defense mechanism, for fear. And it's meaning that you try to suppress this feeling, that you're not giving it attention. This is often a sign that you try to run away from your feelings, or try to run away or to flee, a self-defense mechanism, to flee from certain problems out of your real world, from your real life here. And because you're running away, you're giving the fear more power. You increase the fear. That's why the killer becomes bigger and faster in your dream. So, like I mentioned before in the beginning, this is often a sign from our subconscious to help us. So you have to understand, this is something that Jesus said, there is no evil in this world. All evil there is, man creates for himself. Meaning that everything that you dream of is always a positive sign. There's no bad signs, and there are no bad omens or something like that some people claim on the internet. But if you dream about something, it's always a positive sign. For example, in this case, it's your subconscious try to tell you what you have to work on, because you dream of it, you are the dream. It's not like you dream of a killer, but you are the killer. You are chasing yourself, because the killer, like I mentioned, is just a part of your psyche that is not healed and wants your attention. It's the shadow child in a child healing. It's the part of your psyche that wants your attention, that wants to get your attention, to heal and grow from it. Back then, as I had this dream, I wrote down this dream and then analyzed this dream, and then I worked on it in the real world by facing my fear and by facing my problems and my feelings. Then I got the same dream again, and again it was the same location, it was again the same park, and it was again night, and again there was a killer clown that wanted to kill me, and I ran away. And while I started to run away, I realized that I am in a dream. I stopped running, turned myself, faced the clown, and started to run towards him. Then I ran and started to run towards him, and the more I ran towards him, the smaller he got. And then as I arrived at him, it was no killer clown anymore, it was a little puppy, a doggy. And this doggy, he jumped at me, and then he was smiling and it was happy, and then I waked up. So what we got here is a classic example of that. Now the killer clown, the part of your part that is not healed, now is healed. Let's analyze this. Like I said, the location is again the same place from your subconscious. Some memory, some information stored in your subconscious mind. Then we got you, again this conscious mind. Then we have the puppy. The puppy is a symbol for your healed part, for the sun child. That part that now got your attention and is now healed and grow. Then we have the killer clown that becomes the puppy. This is a symbol that the shadow child is now healed and growth, and this part of your psyche is now healed and is now transformed. And you running towards the fear is a symbol that you face your fear, that you have the courage to face your problems, that you have the courage to face your feelings and the things in your life. So in this case, the fear. And because you face fear, you decrease fear. Because like in our dreams, but also in the real world, if we face our fear, then we often realize that there was no fear at all. It's just an illusion that was always there. This is why fear is always created in the mind, and we give fear the power to become this big. But it's like Alexander the Great mentions, conquer your fear and I promise you, you will conquer death.